Welcome to Spam Filter for Your Brain, bite-sized ponderings on how our thoughts influence our behaviour and our lives, and because we're all connected, how our thoughts impact the world. I'm here to help people reconnect with their bodies and declutter their brains. And I don't believe that we should just magically know how our emotions and our thoughts impact our lives if no one ever teaches us. So let's learn this stuff together. How have you been treating yourself lately? Have you been speaking to yourself? How have you been listening into what your body needs, and where have you been railroading it into deciding that actually you should ignore it all and just plow on because your head knows better than your body needs? Does that sound like internalized capitalism 21? This week I wanted to speak about self-love, Valentine's Day and all of that, the great big hallmark festival that we have come to have an awful lot of stories about and be tied with a whole load of obligation, occasional bits of joy, but mostly a huge amount of anxiety, stress, and quite often a lot of people just going through the motions of what they think they should be doing. And so I wanted to just make a really short episode thinking about how your relationship with yourself might work out if you treated yourself like you were trying to win yourself over, like you were trying to court yourself, like you were going to seduce yourself. How would you behave differently if you were someone who you thought was a fantastic prospect on the horizon that you wanted to flirt with or you wanted to build a life with? Because in truth, when we say things like, self-love, it can feel a bit like a wishy-washy Instagram meme. But the reality is that the relationship that we have with ourselves is the longest relationship of our lives. And quite often we dismiss the relationship that we have with ourselves, our time, our body as something to be overcome rather than something to nurture and nourish and build upon. And I think, frankly, if we treated other relationships in our lives the way that we treat ourselves, they'd fall apart pretty quickly. And I wonder where bits of you and yourself and your identity might feel like they might be falling apart a little bit more than you would like, just because you're not stopping to give yourself the amount of care that you know that you need, that you want, and quite frankly, that you deserve. Where could you give yourself the kind of love and respect and honour and compassion that you believe people around you who you love deserve and that you want to give them? Where could you think about a little bit of yourself that could just do with a little bit more noticing? How can you listen to yourself a little bit louder this week? Because if there's anything that we could take from Valentine's Day, maybe showing up for ourselves as being the best relationship of our lives is going to ultimately improve all of the relationships and all of the connections and all of the community around us exponentially. When we become an example of where love is possible, that radiates out from all of us. I hope that there are some little sparks flying in ways that you could put this into practical use in your daytimes and in your life over the next week. I'm wishing you a happy Valentine's Day and all of the self-love. I look forward to speaking to you next week. If you're enjoying what you're hearing on the podcast here, I would love to invite you to Self-Care School. Self-Care School is a membership site where we have group coaching calls every week. We have a whole load of courses that you can dip into for whatever suits your needs. We have courses on confidence, body image, timekeeping, how to manage big emotions, overwhelm, loads and loads of stuff in there. You can kind of pick out whatever you want to work on. There is a big library of workbooks, which includes journal prompts and questions for you to be able to apply this work to your own life. And we have the most amazing community where people support each other, we learn from each other, and you get to work alongside people with quite often very different life situations to your own, and we learn so much together in community. If you would like some more of this, please do hop over to selfcareschool.co.uk.